أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله هيا على الصلاة هيا على هيا على الفلاح هيا على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وبعد. All praise and thanks are due to Allah the Almighty, and the good end is for those who keep their duty to Allah the Almighty, and there is no transgression except against the wrongdoing folks. And may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon the seal of the messengers Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family members, his companions, and whoever follow their footsteps till the day of judgment and to proceed. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, in our previous khutbah last Jummah, we mentioned about Suratul Mulk, and we mentioned the virtue of Suratul Mulk, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it intercedes for the one who recites it. In the hadith that is narrated by Ahmed in his Musnad and graded authentic by our noble scholar Al-Shaykh Al-Albani, may Allah the Almighty have mercy on his soul. And we mentioned the tafsir of the two verses of Suratul Mulk. And we mentioned that the word Tabarak means Kathura Khayruhu, meaning the blessings and the bounties of Allah the Almighty are plentiful. There are many. And then we have to confront these blessings with gratefulness. And then we mentioned his statement, Biyadihil Mulk, the one in whose hands is the dominion. And we mentioned that the creed of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah is to affirm the attributes of hand to Allah the Almighty without negating it, or resembling it, or describing it, or distorting it. Rather, we affirm it as He the Most High affirmed it in His book, and we will say we believe that He the Most High has hands in a manner that befits His Majesty. And the word dominion means a supreme authority, an absolute kingdom, and that belongs to Allah the Almighty. His is the kingdom of this dunya and the hereafter. He is the awwal alladhi laysa hunaka bidaya li awwaliyatihi wal akhiru alladhi la nihayata li akhiriyatihi. He is the first to exist and there is no beginning for his existence, and he will be the last to exist and there is no ending for his existence. Rather, he is the first, there is nothing before him, and the last, there is nothing after him. And and the Most High there is nothing above him, and the most near nothing is nearer than him. And that the absolute kingdom is his in his dunya, and that the kingdom of this dunya for any man is a metaphorical kingdom. That is why he, the Most High, said he is the one who gives the kingdom of this dunya to whom he will, and snatches it away from whom he will, and elevates whom he will, and humiliates whom he will. In his hand is all good, and he is capable of doing all things. And then we mentioned that in the day of judgment, when everything is gone, Allah the Almighty will fold the heavens in his right hand, and the earth in the other, and he will say, Liman al-Mulk al-Yawm, to whom belongs the sovereignty of this day. And then we move to the second ayah, where he, the Most High, said, Alladhi khalaqa al-mawta wal-hayat, the one who created death and life. We mentioned the wisdom behind he, the Most High, mentioning death before life is because death preceded life. As he, the Most High, mentioned in Suratul Baqarah, كَيْفَ تَكْفُرُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَكُنْتُمْ أَمْوَاتًا فَأَحْيَاكُمْ. How could you disbelieve in Allah when you were dead in the bellies of your mothers? فَأَحْيَاكُمْ. And he, Allah the Almighty, bring you to life and brought you out from the bellies of your mother. ثُمَّ يُمِيتُكُمْ. Then he will cause you to die, and you will be buried in the earth. ثُمَّ يُحْيِيكُمْ. And he, Allah the Almighty, is the one who will bring you back to life again. ثُمَّ إِلَيْهِ تُحْشَرُونَ. And then to him, all of you will be assembled on the day of judgment to be held accountable for the things that we used to do in this dunya. We're going to move to the next ayah, which is the third ayah, where he, the Most High, mentioned from the qualities of his kingdom, meaning the one who deserves absolute worship. He said, الَّذِي خَلَقَ سَبْعَ سَمَاوَاتٍ طِبَاقًا, the one who created 7 heavens, one above another. مَا تَرَى فِي خَلْقِ الرَّحْمَنِ مِنْ تَفَاوُتٍ. You will not see any crookedness in the creation of the most beneficent. فَارْجِعِ الْبَصَرَ هَلْ تَرَى مِنْ فُطُورٍ. He, the Most High, said, turn back and look again and see if you will be able to find any fault in the heavens. And of course, we will not be able to find any fault in the heavens. Allah the Almighty said he's the one who created the heavens and the earth. Throughout the history of mankind, ancient kind, there is no one who has the audacity to say, I created the heavens, or I created the earth, or the sun, or the moon, not even the fly. This is the reason why he, the Most High, challenged the deities that they worship besides him. He said, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ تَدَعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ لَن يَخْلُقُوا ذُبَابًا وَلَوْ اجْتَمَعُوا لَهُ. That the gods that you worship besides Allah, they will not be able to create not even a fly. Even if they ought to cooperate with one another to do so, they will not be able to do so. There are people who claim divinity, like Fir'aun. He said, أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى, I am your Lord the Most High. But Fir'aun never claimed that he created the heavens or the earth, because these things exist before him. And he never claimed eternity, that he will live forever, because he knows that one day he will die. So Allah the Almighty has the quality of deification. He has the quality of lordship. And from the quality of deification and lordship is what? Creation. So he said, Allah khalaqa sab'a samawati tibaqa, the one who created 7 heavens, one above another. There are a few points to mention in this ayah. The first is his statement, Alladhi khalaqa sab'a samawat, the one who created 7 heavens. If we read the Quran, we'll come across many verses where the Most High mentioned that the heavens are 7 in number. Like his statement in Surah Al-Isra, تُسَبِّحُ لَهُ السَّمَاوَاتُ السَّبْعُ وَالْأَرْضُ وَمَنْ فِيهِنَّ. He said the 7 heavens and the earth, and whatsoever is in them, glorify him. وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ وَلَكِنْ لَا تَفْقَهُونَ تَسْبِيحَهُمْ. And that there is nothing in this universe except that they glorify Allah, even though we don't understand their glorification. He, the Messiah, also mentioned in Surah Nuh, when Nuh was addressing his people, trying to draw their attention, to ponder over the creation of the heavens, to know their creator. He, Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, said to them, أَلَمْ تَرَوْا كَيْفَ خَلَقَ اللَّهُ سَبْعَ سَمَاوَاتٍ طِبَاقًا. Did you not see how Allah the Almighty created the 7 heavens, one above another? وَجَعَلَ الشَّمْسَ فِيهِنَّ نُورًا. And he placed the moon, the sun, to be the lamp of the day. وجعل القمر إيه وجعل الشمس في القمر فيهن نورا وجعل الشمس إيه سراجا. He placed the moon to be the candle of the night and the sun to be the lamp of the day. All this for our benefits. So he, the Most High, mentioned that the heavens are 7 in number, but there is only one verse in the Quran that indicates that the earth are also 7 in number. And this is the verse in Suratul, where he, the Most High, said, Allahu alladhi khalaqa sab'a samawati wa min al-ardi mithlahun. It is Allah, the one who created 7 heavens, and from the earth the like of them. Our scholars said the like of them in number, not the like of them in nature, because the heaven is bigger than the earth in space, in hugeness, in highness to the end. So the heavens are 7 in number, but there is space between each heaven, as the Prophet ﷺ said. The distance between one heaven to the other is a journey of 500 years. But the earth are 7 in number, but these 7 are layers of earth, one on top of the on top of the other. And this is what the scholars of Tafsir mention, like the likes of Imaam Qurtubi in his explanation of this verse. But there are a few ahadith in which the Prophet mentioned that the earth are also 7 in number. And we'll mention one of the hadith that is also narrated by Ahmed in his Muslim, that the Prophet ﷺ used to, before he entered a city, he would make this dua. He would say, Allahumma anta rabbas samawati as-sab' wa ma afdal. You say, oh Allah, indeed you are the Lord of the 7 heavens and whatsoever they shaded. Wa rabbal aradin as-sab' wa ma aqlal. And you are the Lord of the 7 earth and whatsoever they carry and contain. Wa rabba ar-riyah wa ma abrayn. And you are the Lord of the winds and whatsoever they blow away. وَرَبَّ الشَّيَاطِينِ وَمَا أَضْلَلْ. And you are the Lord of the devils and whosoever they send astray. Then the Prophet will say, أَسْأَلُكَ خَيْرَ هَذِهِ الْقَرْيَةِ وَخَيْرَ مَا فِيهَا وَأَعُوذُ بِكَ مِنْ شَرِّ هَذِهِ الْقَرْيَةِ وَمِنْ شَرِّ مَا فِيهَا. Then the Prophet said, oh Allah, I'm asking you the good of this city and the good that is in it, and I seek refuge with you from the evil of this city and the evil that is in it. So again, in this hadith, the Prophet affirmed that the earth are also what? 7 in number. And the second point is that believing that the heavens are 7 is from the unknown knowledge, because we have no ways of proving that the heavens are 7 in number. The scientists are not able to prove that, so they negate that there is something called 7 heavens out there. Rather, they said it is just what? Space. And this is because their knowledge hasn't yet reached that level. They claim, they only affirm things that they are able to prove. But these are from the unknown knowledge that we don't have way of proving it except from the book of Allah, the Almighty. And the believers must believe in the knowledge of the unseen. He, the Most High, when talking about the believers in the beginning of the book of Suratul, he said, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, those who believe in the ghaib, which is the unknown knowledge. So we believe in whatever the Quran and Sunnah tell us, even though we don't have the means of what? Proving it, we still have to believe in it. We believe what the Prophet ﷺ said, that he ascended to the 7 heavens in the night of Isra wal Miraj. We believe in that, but are we able to prove that? No. So we have to ask Allah the Almighty to make us among those who submit to the teachings of the Quran. Ameen. If you are not able to tell or understand or comprehend anything from the Quran, then accuse your intellect with deficiency. Do not accuse the book of Allah the Almighty with deficiency, because your knowledge is yet to comprehend that. One thing we have to understand, like the Messiah said, وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. And you are not given anything from knowledge but a little. He affirmed just a little knowledge for us. As a matter of fact, if you read the Quran, you'll come across many verses where the Messiah negates knowledge from us, period, and affirm it for himself. Like the Messiah will say, وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Allah knows, but you do not know. So we ask Allah the Almighty to make us among those who know, Ameen, and to make us among those who believe in His book. Ameen. أقول ما تسمعون واستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم والتائب من الذنب كمن لا ذنب له وادعوا الله يستجب لكم واستغفروه يغفر لكم. الحمد لله وكفى ثم الصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى وبعد. The third point we need to mention about this verse is the statement of Allah the Almighty that we should look at the heavens. Here, He the Most High is calling us to look at the heavens, not just the looking of an eyesight, but also the looking of an insight. If we look at the heavens with the looking of an eyesight, we see the beauty of the heavens. We see the art of the heavens. We see the colorful clouds, the moving clouds. We see the shining lamp in the daytime and the candle in the nighttime. We see the billions of galaxies out there with which Allah the Almighty beautified and adorned the lower heavens. But we should also look at the heavens with the looking of an insight, and that is to have a deeper perception of things in order to grasp the innermost nature of that thing. We have to look at it with our hearts, so that the doors of the heavens will be open for us to take a tour of the heavens and penetrate through the heavens to see the angels of the first heaven in their multiplicity, and the angels of the second heaven, the third, the fourth, as the Prophet ﷺ said, he said the heavens are making squeaking sound, and it is upon the heaven to make those sounds. The reason being is because ما من موضع أربع أصابع إلا وفيها ملك ساجد أو راكع أو قائم. He said there is no space in the heavens where you can put 4 fingers, except that that place is occupied by an angel who is in a standing position or ruku position or sujud position, glorifying who? Allah the Almighty. Then you keep ascending until you arrive at the throne of Allah, the greatest creature that Allah the Almighty has ever created. Then think about what the Prophet ﷺ said when comparing the 7 heavens with the stool of Allah the Almighty. He said the 7 heavens compared to the stool is like the rain that is thrown on a desert, and that the stool compared to the throne is like a rain that is thrown on a desert. Now think about the spaciousness of this heaven that is above us. And think about what the scientists are saying about the suns being millions of miles away from us, whether they are telling the truth or not. The point is, all these galaxies are below the lower heavens. As He the Most High said, وَلَقَدْ زَيَّنَّا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا بِمَصَابِيحَ. We have indeed beautified the lower heavens with masabih, with light. And these things are within the lower heavens, and they are saying that it's going to take us about, some of them are about billions of miles away from us. When you think about this, you will understand the meaning of Allahu Akbar. Allah is the one, is the greatest. Not only that, think about the affairs that are being decreed by Allah every day. Like He the Most High said, كُلَّ يَوْمٍ هُوَ فِي شَأْنٍ. Every day He's engaged in something. Right? Think about the affairs that Allah decreed from the heavens to the earth, and that includes life and death, elevation and degradation, giving kingdom to others, snatching it away from others, punishing those who do good, rewarding those who do evil, and answering the prayer and the complaints that are being raised up to Allah the Almighty. Just imagine, just the people of this nation, everybody in His sujood, crying to Allah, asking Allah the Almighty what they need, despite the varieties of their needs and complaints. Allah the Almighty listens to each and every one of us. At the same time, no hearing occupies Him from the other. I mean, if you think about this, you will understand the meaning of what? Allahu Akbar. And this is what will make your heart connect to your Lord and submit to His majesty, and make sujood and remain in sujood till the day of what? Till the day of judgment. So we ask Allah the Almighty to make us among those who ponder over these things, not just those who read them to be reading, because the Quran is there for us to ponder and reflect over their needs. As He the Most High said, Kitabun 8, Anzalnahu ilayka mubarakun liyadabbaru ayati. This is the book which we have revealed to you, full of blessings, just so that they will ponder and contemplate over its verses, وَلِيَتَذَكَّرَ أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ, and just so that the men of understanding will reflect. We ask Allah the Almighty to make us amongst the men of understanding. Ameen. أقول ما تسمعون واستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم والتائب من الذنب كمن لا ذنب له ادعوا الله يستجيب لكم واستغفروه يغفر لكم. Inshallah, we'll continue next week because time is not on our side. اللهم زدنا ولا تنقصنا وأكرمنا ولا تهنا وآثرنا ولا تؤثر علينا. اللهم اجعلنا لك شكارين لك ذكارين لك مطاوعين وإليك أوابين منيبين. قوموا إلى صلاتكم.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استووا واعتدلوا استووا. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم ملك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها وقال الإنسان ما لها يومئذ تحدث أخبارها بأن ربك أوحى لها يومئذ يصدر الناس أشتاتا ليروا أعمالهم فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يرى ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يرى. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم ملك يوم الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
ايش تعمل الان؟